Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to this Raw Talking Points video. So Raw this week I thought was a little bit challenging in a few places, but that CM Punk Becky segment, so good. And what that could lead to. I'm really excited to kind of do this video and kind of work our way through these talking points. So let's do it, right? So we started off with CM Punk. He was waiting for Seth, obviously following what went down yesterday with Becky low blowing him and the fact that Seth managed to find a way of winning that main event. So CM Punk was waiting and he said it was going to be on site. It was going to be on site. In the ring, though, we started with Jey. Obviously, we were in the same building as Clash in Paris. So we had the French fans. We had that amazing set. Jey would come through the crowd, everyone yeeting. Jey was in no mood whatsoever to run it back. Instead, he just wanted the vision. So he called them out and sort of struggled a bit.
Seth, Bronson, Bron Breaker. Oh.
Bronson Breed, Bron Break. Too many B's. Too many B's for this guy to deal with, right? So he went through all that trouble. Did they come out? No. LA Knight came out. So LA Knight came down to the ring and basically said, it's your fault that we did not deal with Seth. You should have put him through the table when we had the opportunity. Eventually, we do get Bron and Bronson Breed. And yeah, it came out. This is not a picture from the show, right? I just included this because I didn't notice this tribal thief shirt. He must have had it for a good few weeks now, but I have not noticed it. So, tribal thief. And as I was searching for a nice image of this tribal thief shirt, I found this version where they've actually printed the Shula Fala onto the shirt. So you can have tribal thief with the Shula Fala printed onto it, right? Just made me laugh. I thought I'm definitely going to chuck that in this video. Obviously, there is no Shula Fala anymore. We saw Roman get that back, sign the shoes, chuck them in the crowds at Clash in Paris. But you can still get like that tribal thief shirt, and he was still wearing that on this show. Talking of shirts, look at this Mon-Jey Night Raw. So it looks like we're starting a Mon-Jey Night Raw slogan for Jey Uso. Don't know how you feel about Mon-Jey Night Raw, but yeah, you know, it's something, isn't it? Why not? Give it a go. It's different to yeet. Then we got this. This was a real highlight, right? So that opening segment set up our main event. It was going to be LA Knight and Jey taking on Bron and Bronson in the main event. Fine. It is what it is. Not a match that I was massively excited by personally. But these, I love these. So I'm a big fan of Asuka anyway, but she is so entertaining. English is not her first language. So when she is delivering these lines, she's kind of pausing for a little bit too long. Her delivery, she's kind of inflicting on the words. The way she's actually saying them just sounds a little bit different to how we would probably say them. And it's all because English is not her first language, but it does make it endlessly entertaining. I do find these segments to be very captivating. So she basically was talking to Iyo. Iyo apologized for the misunderstanding. And Asuka was like, don't worry about it. We're all family. She's like, we're going to go to the ring. We don't need your help. And Kairi was like, everything is going to be okay. It didn't feel like it was going to be okay. It feels like Asuka is being quite sharp and quite forceful, and like Iyo's just being lovely and Kairi's being lovely. Asuka is not really being lovely at the moment, but it does make these segments very, very engaging. Lots of botches in this match, which there's a few examples of here. You can just sort of see that it's just sort of mistiming, really. Like, it's miscommunication. They just sort of don't quite know what the other person's going for, and there's a bit of falling over, and there's a bit of botching, and it's just a little off. And it was sort of like that throughout the whole show. And it wasn't only Kairi and Roxanne, even Asuka getting confused as well at times. So I don't know. I don't know if there was a bit of ring rust that was in there, or I don't know. But it was just a little bit off that opening match, to be honest. The end result, though, was the Kabuki Warriors getting the victory. And here they were celebrating after. You can see Roxanne upset. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum. There we go. A little bit of celebrating by the Kabuki Warriors. We would see them later in the show, of course. We would also find out that Iyo Sky is going to take on Stephanie. I think this might disappoint some people. Some people were hoping for a tournament or something bigger because, I mean, there's no reason why we couldn't have done this at Clash in Paris. Stephanie was going to be on that card anyway. Iyo wasn't on that card, but was in France. So we absolutely could have done this yesterday. I don't think we did because they clearly want Wrestlepalooza to be the biggest show possible. And so put in a Women's World Championship match on where we are guaranteed to get a new women's champion because it's a vacant title right now. That just makes that show bigger, doesn't it? So it seems like they just saved it for Wrestlepalooza. Finn Balor was so wrong for this. I didn't even notice this. So Balor comes out, goes down, acts like he's going to do some sort of gesture, and then just gets up with a smile on his face. Everyone was ready to throw their hands in the air. So, you know how Balor kind of reacts to that part of the music. I think he kind of went down, teased it. Everyone was like, oh, and then he was just like, nah. They would go on to get the victory. So it was a win. They managed to get past Dragon Lee. It was Finn Balor taking on Dragon Lee. Some outside interference from JD helping out there. Again, that match was okay. I thought it had its moments, actually. I thought it was okay. I do think it's a bit crazy having tag team guys in singles matches, but that's just me. Then we got backstage again. We can have a little look at this. So there was Nikki.
Oh my gosh.
Excuse us!
Excuse us! Mate, she's the best. She is the best. So, absolutely love it. So, basically, she was saying, like, I'm going to help you out with your match against Stephanie. And Iyo was like, oh, no, Iyo-san, I don't need any help. She's like, no, I'm going to. So, there we go. Nikki ended up just kind of, like, going away. And, yeah, Kairi, you can tell, is just really caught in the middle with all of this. So, endlessly entertaining. Really, my favorite part of the show up until that CM Punk Becky segment. Okay, Finn Balor and JD banned from ringside for the IC title match. So obviously we spoke about how JD sort of helped Finn Balor in his match. Adam Pearce was like, nah, that's it. You're going to have to do this on your own now. If you really are the greatest IC champ of all time, you're going to have to do this alone. Then we went to our next match. This was a 6-man tag match. This was Penta and the War Raiders taking on New Day and Grayson Waller. Wade Barrett referring to Grayson Waller as Big G Langston. Big G Langston, which I thought was very good. A Mexican Destroyer won it for Penta and for his team. So I have no doubt that once again the New Day are going to be kicking off that petition to try and get that move banned. I'm sure that Xavier's going to have fun with his neck being re-injured and, you know, he's going to give them a bit more to work with. So, yeah, Mexican Destroyer by Penta wins that match. Then we got another backstage segment. This time it was Asuka and Kairi going over to Rhea. And Asuka basically saying that I am Asuka, leave my friend alone. And Rhea was like, what's your problem with me? I've not done anything wrong. Why are you sticking your nose into my business? And Asuka's like, I'm Asuka. I'll stick my nose anywhere I want. And yeah, Kairi was kind of stood there awkward. And you could hear Asuka off shot, just like, Kairi's on. And Kairi was, oh. They're so good. I wish I could just play the segments, but you've seen them already if you watch this show. Right, honestly, absolutely bananas. Nah. Just bananas. That clip doesn't even do it justice, mate. They were going absolutely insane. They were just, it was rocking. It just went 20 odd levels above for when AJ came out. Okay, I was getting all sorts of confused about this. Roxanne says that she has, I think, beaten Iyo before. So she wants to know why she is not in this match for the title. We know it's Stephanie Iyo. Roxanne wants to know, why am I not in the match? I demand to be in the match, right? I want to be added. And Adam Pearce said, if Iyo wins, I will consider it. Which I was getting confused because I was like, if Iyo wins what? You'll consider adding Roxanne to the match if Iyo wins. So I was like, I don't understand what you're saying here. The chat, our watch-along, have decoded it as meaning if Iyo beats Stephanie, then Roxanne gets a title match, right? Not quite what was being communicated. What they were communicating was botched, but that's kind of how it's been decoded. I think quite a few people might have even missed out on that little detail because it really was just sort of buried in a whole sea of kind of dialogue, right? So very easy to have missed that bit. In fact, this Twitter account here don't even mention it. They just say Roxanne demands that Adam adds her. He says no. Then Lyra walks in and argues, right? Basically, Adam says that he spoke to Bayley. Bayley seems okay. She was saying a lot of stuff that seemed a bit weird, but she seems okay. And that was the update that he had for Lyra. And that was it. Lyra had a little confrontation with Roxanne and Raquel, and it looks like a match is going to be made for next week. But I didn't actually see any matches announced. I didn't actually see any word mentioned as to who Lyra was going to face. So I'm not sure what we're doing there. But she should be facing either Raquel or Roxanne, one of them, next week. So I tweeted this. I said, this is a little confusing, but it seems like if Iyo beats Stephanie, Adam will consider giving Roxanne a title opportunity. Does that maybe increase Iyo's chances of winning? Now that we know if she wins, Roxanne could be waiting. I don't know. It's probably best not to read too much into it. It was all a little bit botched. Lyra returns to the ring next week on Raw. She'll face either Roxanne or Raquel. Okay, then we go to our next folder. Dominik Mysterio just pulled off one of the greatest heel moves ever. So here we've got AJ getting his intro, turns around, and he's gesturing away. Don't know at what point's going to happen. Still posing. Puts the arms in the air. Fans are cheering. There's Dominik, boom, jumping him. So Dominik attacked right as AJ was in the middle of his entrance. This was amazing. This might be my favourite move from the whole night. And I was so desperate to find this clip and I just could not find it anywhere. So I am the colour red. Thank you. So here we've got, look at this. Oh! A brain buster. Dominik getting spiked with Bloody Sunday, said Wrestle Purists. Oh. I mean, what was the connection? I mean, he takes it really well. I mean, look at that. Look at that. So impressive. So good. Okay, El Grande, right, this was the most engaging match on this show, right, and people were really into it, they really cared, and they were cheering on AJ, and the French fans were going crazy, and then El Grande gets involved, helps Dominik win, and Dominik picks up the victory. It was really, really underwhelming. It would have been okay for Dominik to have won, and for Dominik to have got the victory, but, yeah. Honestly, really, really frustrating. Really frustrating that El Grande had to get involved. But I suppose it is what it is, you know? And they wanted Dominik's reign to continue. This is how they went about doing it. Roman Reigns, SCN, though, saying he's coming for that IC championship now. Ilja Dragunov is apparently close, very close to a return. And so could he be a future opponent for Dominik? I think that's a really good shout. Michael Cole announces that following Clash in Paris, Paul Heyman has suffered a larynx contusion. He also announces that Roman Reigns suffered multiple fractured ribs and he will be out indefinitely. Backstage, we see Rhea talking with CM Punk. This got people a little concerned because obviously it feels like Punk has got a Becky issue, so he's going to need someone to help him with that issue. And people saw this and they were like, oh no, is it going to be Rhea? But obviously we would get a segment a little bit later that maybe makes us think it is not going to be Rhea, right? Then we also found out that Seth was in the building. Seth was apparently in the building. He'd somehow found a way of getting into the building without CM Punk knowing. I think this might have been during a commercial break, so I don't think you guys will have seen this, or not all of you will have seen this. There wasn't loads to it, to be honest. It's them at a funeral for the tag division. They've been doing these kind of things for a while now, but people were telling me that this was during the commercial break. So this is them saying about how the tag titles are now just lost to some dirty, stinking clubhouse. And you can see they're just in mourning with Kofi down. I love Kofi. I think this new look and kind of persona, so interesting for him. So there we go. Them just it's a really standard promo, honestly. I mean, it doesn't really go anywhere, but it was just a funeral for the tag division. Right, CM Punk came out. He was demanding. Seth came out, but out came Becky. She did all the gesture, like the little walk that Seth does, putting her arms out and everything. So she came out to like Seth's music and graphics, and it was so good. So good. So the fans started chanting AJ Lee. Becky was like, classic, always chanting for a dope that doesn't work here. And actually she had to say something like that a few times. There was quite a few times this crowd were chanting for AJ Lee. Sean Ross Sapp here. It was your name they were chanting during my matches to let me know that they didn't care about me, what I was doing, or who the hell I was, or the hard work I was putting in. Becky was saying, it's not just my husband that's got a problem with you. Like, I've got a problem with you. Like, they were chanting your name during my matches. I was being disrespected. And she was like making that point. Punk didn't care. He said, you've got bad taste. You married a bum, right? Becky was saying about how my husband is everything you won't be. He's hot. He's jacked. And she was kind of like throwing all these insults at him. Seth would obviously come out and basically say a few words. But really, it was all about Becky and it was all about CM Punk, right? There's this moment right here where the crowd just really start getting into this. What are you going to do, says Becky. What are you going to do? I mean, at this point, I think people are genuinely wondering if AJ Lee's music is about to hit and she is just going to come running down, and imagine France would have just exploded. I mean, this crowd would have just gone doolally, right? But I think they were right to not do that, because we would find out later that SmackDown is in Chicago. And the other thing as well is clearly this is building to Wrestlepalooza. Like, I don't think this is building to WrestleMania. It's way too far away. I don't even think this thing's building to Survivor Series. This feels like we are building to Wrestlepalooza. So it feels like CM Punk and AJ Lee against Seth and Becky, Wrestlepalooza. Obviously, everyone knows this, right? But yeah, the question is, when do you bring AJ in? And do you even show her before Wrestlepalooza? Do you bring her in on Friday in Chicago? Or do you just make it so obvious that she is going to be his partner? Maybe you announce the match on Friday. You know, I've spoke to Adam Pearce. It's going to be Becky and Seth versus me. and a mystery partner, and let's just say we're gonna light it up, right? You just make it so obvious who that mystery partner is, but maybe you don't bring her out because everyone wants to know, you know, what she looked like. She healthy? What kind of shape is she in? What's she wearing? What's the ring gear gonna be? What's the music gonna be? What's the graphics gonna be? Like, these are the questions people want answers to. Maybe you just don't give them those answers before Wrestlepalooza. You just tease it, make it obvious as to who it's going to be. I don't know, man. Or maybe you just bring her out on Friday. I know most would bring her out on Friday because people are very impatient. I think I'd be tempted to wait for Wrestlepalooza, just keep stringing it along, keep building up the anticipation. Oh, God, it's so good. This was a true segment of the year.
And you're going to regret put your hands on me.
You're going to regret putting your hands on me. Because she was slapping him around going, what you going to do? What you going to do? You're going to do nothing like that. And he walks away and says, you're going to regret putting your hands on me. He is going to go. He is going to find someone that's going to deal with his Becky problem. And there's a number in his phone that he can call real quick, right? So, oh my God, the excitement is real. I'm going to make your husband regret cashing in on me, and you're going to regret putting your hands on me. Where's SmackDown on Friday, Punk asks. SmackDown is in Chicago. Mate, Friday is unmissable. Triple H thoughts here, look, from 2015, April 3rd, WWE tweet in breaking. AJ Lee, April Mendez, has decided to retire from in-ring competition with WWE. We wish AJ the very best. That's how it was announced. That is when she walked away. It will have been well over 10 years since she was in a WWE ring. So there we go. Crazy, mate. It really feels real. It really feels real. Bron Breakker pins Jey Uso. The Vision win the main event. It was so hard for me to focus on this match. After that amazing segment, it was really difficult to focus on this. But Big Bronson Reed getting the... Bron Breakker, getting the victory. So there we go, a pin, 1, 2, 3. So it was Bron and Bronson that beat Jey and LA Knight. They would stand tall. They would start beating up Jey after Jimmy would come to the save, which felt a little bit of a underwhelming moment, to be honest with you. I didn't know who could come down, but Jimmy came running down, and that was kind of the end of the show. Felt a little flat to me, but people are now talking about a potential Usos reunion, and actually we have heard about that happening. There have been rumors that they are looking at doing an Usos reunion now. So yes, this absolutely could be where this is leading. We could now be getting Jimmy and Jey reuniting. I don't know if this is going to be long-term or just short-term, but it looks like they could be doing that with Jimmy and Jey, which feels a bit disappointing to me because I don't think I'm ready to give up on Jey as a singles competitor. And I don't even think we really got going with Jimmy as a singles competitor. But I don't know, perhaps just for the foreseeable future, we don't have anything for them. So this makes sense. And there we go. That was Raw. I mean, we don't do like ratings and stuff like that here. It's more just focused on the talking points. For me, Asuka, Kairi, all of that stuff backstage, really enjoyed. The CM Punk Becky segment for me was a true segment of the year. I think Raw has lacked those kind of segments in 2025, and that was so enjoyable. I really enjoyed it. And if it is leading to AJ Lee, and I'll be shocked now if it isn't, that is going to be so exciting. So there we go. That was Raw. That was Raw's talking points. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.